Welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports video blog. Today's date is August 20th, 2022. This is episode 194 of the Solid Sports video blog. Thank you for joining me once again. I'm Troy West, as we come here every week to talk about the latest in sports. Honestly, I was saying last night on, I did posted something on Instagram just to give you a preview of what we was going to talk about today, but and I look at my notes, it's not that much to talk about, so we might have a quick show today, a quicker show than normal. We'll look at the latest MLB news and the latest playoff picture, look at the standings and everything. Really not a lot of news out the MLB right now, even though they're getting near the end of the season. The NBA, of course, you heard about LeBron James getting this signing a 2-year extension for another $97 million. Now goes over $500 million made in his career, which is a record so far. But somebody's going to break that record in a few years because they give it out $200 million contracts now. Somebody get two of them, you right there. So, but congratulations, LeBron James. No surprise that he was going to sign the deal. We'll talk about that. And NFL, we'll look at a few preseason games. Look at some of the games today. Talk about the Child Watson. This suspicion came out earlier this week. Wind up getting 11 games, getting fined $5 million. Like I said, this is about exactly what I predicted. I know it wasn't going to be a full season. We'll expound on that as well. And I got my top 5 defense list ready. This was a tough list to do. This list, to me, you can flip any of these teams. It's teams that's not on the list or my list that could be argued. So, but these are the 5 I think. We'll see what happens over the season, but these are the 5 defense I think is going to step up this season and make an impact on the NFL. So we're going to talk about that and just, update on the channel. Like I say, I've been seeing my Madden videos. I might do another one later on this afternoon after I take a little nappy nap. I actually got started early on the blog today, so the video might be posted before 10 a.m. I said 10 a.m. to more on my social media platforms, but it might actually be up before then. So, but just an update on the channel. Bioshock, I did do one in a couple of days. Been focusing on Madden, so but all that stuff will come next week during the week. Madden will be more of a weekend thing anyway. Like I said, thank you guys for the support. Like I said, what's this, today the 20th, so we got 11 days left to get to 200. We only at 102 as far as the subscriber goal, but that's fine. I knew things would probably slow down once Sonic Origins sort of running out of steam a little bit, but you can go check out the replays. I'm still putting up Sonic Origin videos and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge. Both of those games I very, very enjoyed. And like I said, after Bioshock, I'm going to do Last of Us as well. So that's all that's coming in the immediate future on the channel. But let's get into today's blog and talk about the MLB. First, let me look and see if there's any significant news, because I didn't see any yesterday. So, yeah, no really significant news, just some little tidbits. But yeah, so we're just going to go. Mike Trout came back last night. I say that as well for the Angels. I didn't know he was out that long. He'd been out for 30 games. I know he was, matter of fact, now I get it, because he was out before the All-Star break. And he missed the All-Star game. Just can't believe that was already a month and a half ago, or a month ago. Okay, let's look at the latest status. Let's start the American League. Yankees struggling. Yankees quietly, they struggling. They haven't been winning games. Blue Jays in second place at 64-54. They creeping back. They still 8 games back. Tampa right there, 63-55. Baltimore Orioles, gotta be proud of my home team. Orioles has been on fire. They won again last night in an exciting game. They really try to make a push for the postseason. Gotta get them their props. And the Boston Red Sox is at last in the East. 2 under 500. We go to the Central, Cleveland Guardians with a 1-game lead over the Minnesota Twins. Then the White Sox are striking distance in 3.5 back. Then you got the Royals and the Tigers, of course, way out of it. In the West, Houston Astros. My Braves got them last night, but Astros still 10 clear, 10.5 clear of Seattle. And then it's Texas, the Angels, and Oakland way back. So we go look at the wild card in a second. Let's go to the National League. Mets still holding a lead over my Braves at 3.5 back. Then you got the Phillies sort of cooled off a little bit. They was playing well. They still play decent baseball as they're 12 over 500, but they're 11 out of the first place. Then you got Miami and Washington to round that off. Central Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals quietly been winning a lot of games of late. They now 4 clear of the Milwaukee Brewers in the Central. You got the Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cincinnati Reds. Then the West Dodgers, what you can say about the Dodgers, 82 wins, 18 in front of San Diego. Giants still trying to hang around. They one game under, but they 23.5 out first place, so the Dodgers probably about to cruise. They still got something to play for to get that 1 seed, but the division is wrapped up. They got the biggest lead from first to second in baseball, not even close. So now let's switch over to the wild card. Wild card in both leagues sort of brushed up, but like I said, the National League you pretty much know what teams is going to hang around. The American League is a little bit more competitive, as Seattle is the top wild card +2. Then you got Toronto +1, and then Tampa holds that final spot. Minnesota's a half game behind them, and speaking of the Orioles, they 1.5 back. And then there's a little separation here. White Sox 3 back, then Boston 5. Then, like I said, there's no team to miss another teams. They 10 or more back. I messed up. Oh no, it's still here. Good. National League, my Braves 8.5 plus. So they definitely should score at least a wild card spot if they don't catch the Mets. Phillies right to second place. They only 1 up. And then you got San Diego in that 5 spots. Padres been struggling since the Soto trade. And then you know the news about Tatis. So it's looking like last year again. They starting to struggle at the wrong time. Milwaukee a game out. Giants 5.5. I was just saying Arizona just because it's under 10. They 9.5. And then after that, everybody else is 12.5 or more. So that's it with baseball. Nothing else to talk about. No major news. I see that the pitcher for the Padres, Blake Snell, got a DUI. I don't really like to get into that stuff. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. Let me pull that back. A DUI suspect hits car. Hold on. Is he a suspect or? So now I gotta get into it because I don't want to report the wrong news. Because now I don't know if they say he's a victim of a DUI or he had a DUI. Yeah, okay, so he was the victim, so I apologize. I retract that statement, Mr. Snow. But the way they worded it on here, you know, but that's probably just, well, they did their job. They made me click on it. Because I was thinking he was the one with the DUI, but it wasn't. He was a victim of someone suspected of DUI, hit his car. And he was able to get out there and pitch. Because the way they put it was like he just had a DUI, and then they let him pitch the next day, So I apologize to Snow for that. Hopefully everything's okay with him. But the Padres got a lot going on. They've been struggling. But let's move on. Let's get to the NBA. Let's talk about LeBron James. Signed the 2-year extension. Not surprising to nobody. Just the timing. Like I said, sometimes just the timing throw you off. Because he could have played this whole season before signing it, but I think he really likes Los Angeles. He likes to play for the Lakers. I think he's gonna retire a Laker. Well, he might do some things that some veterans do, like he'll probably play out the contract and then sign a 1-year a day contract with the Cavaliers or something, and retire Cavalier. But like I said, no surprise that he signed this extension. I think that would make him, I'd be 39, so he'd be 38 this year. So by the time it's over, yeah, he'd be exactly 40 years old. So I'm not surprised at all. Of course, all the rumors is about his son. They've been talking about his son a lot lately, Bronny James, Jr., LeBron James Jr. Who looks good. When I watch him play, he looks like he could probably play in the league one day. But every day's coming out now that LeBron said he's going to go to college. So is he going to go to college and do one and done, or is he going to, But the way LeBron James is, not saying I know him, but the way he talks certain days, I think since he didn't go to college, I wasn't surprised if he, I don't want to say make his son go, but I wouldn't be surprised if he want his son to finish college and just play basketball while you're there, then come in the league after. But if that's the case, because the other little narrative everybody got, LeBron is going to try to wait until his son plays in the NBA and they can play the NBA at the same time or play on the same team. You heard all that stuff. So, which might be true, but I don't know. LeBron, like I said, just like all these other athletes, you don't really know what they think. You think you know, but you don't know unless you talking to them or around them all the time. So you just going off that. That's what I'm going off of. Just me being a fan, because I don't know how he's thinking. Just like I didn't know how he was thinking the first 2 times he left. Now the LA one, I thought that was going to happen, but when he left Cleveland, when he came back to Cleveland, I didn't think it was going to happen. So I ain't gonna act like I can predict what's on his mind. But by the time this contract is over, though, he will be 40, and then it's a 3rd-year option, so it's actually a 3-year deal. And I think he can opt in to play it at the 3rd year. So I guess that'd be time to see if he's gonna retire or not. But the way LeBron is, I don't know. Sometimes some players just all of a sudden just don't have it anymore. But LeBron James still at his peak as a basketball player. So 2 years is a long time, but we'll see how that turns out. But no surprise that this happened. The Lakers, like I said, Lakers are an interesting team going into this season because everything that happened last season, they missed the playoffs. Russell Westbrook looked like he ain't gonna be moved, which, like I said, not surprising. Even his contract's just too great to try to move. And Anthony Davis, like I said, everybody talk about Russ. I think Anthony Davis is the key. I think he has to stay healthy. I know you can't help your health, but he has to stay healthy and play to his potential like he did. Basically since the bubble, he hasn't looked like the real Anthony. The stellar Anthony Davis that that the league was trying to basically put up there. Said he was a top 5 player. I never thought that, but he's at least top 10 when he's playing at his best. So that's, like I said, he's going to have to be the one to really bring it if the Lakers going to be something this year. And like I said, the Western Conference, you know how tough the West is anyway. So so I think Russ could fit in, but I think it's going to be up to Anthony Davis if the Lakers going to go anywhere, to be honest with y'all. That's my opinion on that. But LeBron, all the days he do off the court, to me, second all time to Mike. I got Mike number 1, but LeBron is definitely a strong number 2. Some people I know some people have put LeBron number 1. Like it's good to debate, but I debate it, but I wouldn't be mad about it. Like, are you crazy or something like that to say LeBron is the best you ever saw? Like I said, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like I said, I think he don't get enough credit nowadays. Because to me, he's like they're the top 3. Like I said, clearly Jabbar, LeBron, and Mike. Like they're the top 3 without question. I think after that, you could sort of debate stuff like that. Like I said, I got Magic. I think Magic is a strong 4 too. I think it's hard to argue that Magic is not up there with them either, what he did. So, like, I think they clearly for the 4, you gotta have them in your top 4. Now everybody else, like I got Kobe 5th, and that's just more, I won't say personal, but I just think in circumstances that's just, like what Kobe had to go through, I think it makes him great. Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, like it's a lot of guys. You could probably put it at top 5, but those 4 are strong 4s. I don't see how you have anybody else out of those four in your top four. Now after that, 5 through wherever, I think you could sort of, you know, you could put them in tiers, but you could sort of argue, you know, back and forth. For like some people, like I said, I got Kobe over Tim Duncan. Some people got Tim Duncan over Kobe. Can't argue that. You know, I'm not gonna argue. I gonna push you back on it, but I think they in the same realm of greatest of all time. So congratulations to LeBron James. He gets his money. Not a surprise. We'll see how the Lakers go these next 2 seasons, though. Like I said, this season is gonna be very interesting. Like I said, can Anthony Davis stay healthy? That's the biggest question. I think Russ could eventually fit it because he's still a good, decent player. He just a little, you know, he just aboard a China shot. You know, you go take the good with the bad with him. The turnovers gotta stop, but I think he can still be a contributor. He just had to ring it back a little bit, and I think that can happen. But if Anthony Davis there, that'll definitely help out with that as well. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. Really not that much other news to report in the NBA. The Kevin Durant saga continues. Really nothing new changed. You know, so there's nothing else really to talk about in the NBA. Just get ready for trade. The trading camp is around the corner. I've been watching like Luka Doncic and some of the foreign players. They playing ball overseas, just to keep up with some basketball news. But other than that, nothing going on. That was the biggest news of the week. I'm sure something crazy that happened probably today. It seems like every day happens today after I record. So hopefully not, you know. But yeah. So we're gonna move on because that's the end of the NBA. All right, let's check out. We'll talk about the NFL now. Let's check out some of the preseason scores this week. I didn't see any games. There ain't a lot of games on. Like I said, I live in Baltimore, so we get Ravens game, but they don't play till Sunday night this time. So let's pull up the NFL scores for preseason. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to the news cycle as well, because they can give you a general day. Because most of the, like, I noticed most of the games I have seen highlights of, most teams ain't playing their starters at all. They playing their starting quarterback, especially if you're an established quarterback. Like, I'd be surprised if like Tom Brady played this preseason. Aaron Rodgers probably don't play. Those guys like that, they're not gonna probably play in the preseason at all. So okay, so what's the day? Saturday. So Thursday, I heard Justin Fields looked pretty good, and the Bears went over the Seahawks on Thursday night. The Bears is an interesting team to me. I think if somehow he could take that next step and be a good quarterback, you know, rush that next level, the Bears could be a surprise in the NFC. But they say he looked good. Patriots went over the Panthers. Panthers, of course, with their issues with Baker and Sam Donald, but they say Baker in the league for that starting job right now. Patriots with Mac Jones, they say all this stuff about practice and all that. Packers over the Saints 20-10. This is last night now. Also, the Panthers was last night as well. Texas beat the Rams. Rams is just, you know, they don't need preseason really either. You know, I'm surprised that Matthew Stafford played. I don't think so. So what's the day? Saturday, and the whole list is here. So you got Broncos, Bills today at 1. That's on the NFL Network, by the way. Lions, Colts. Well, to go back to Broncos, Bills, that could be some playoff preview or AFC Championship preview. Both teams, Russell Wilson, Bills got a lot of expectations this year. That's an interesting, you know, that could, you know, even though this is the preseason, but, you know, both of these teams will be interested this year. Lions and the Colts, I don't know, I know this might sound weird as a fan, but I got a funny feeling about the Lions. I think the Lions can surprise some people this year too. My only hesitation on that is Jared Goff. I just can't rock with Jared Goff, man. Like, I just think he's got a ceiling. But if he's, but he's still serviceable. If you give him, you know, just like in LA, you give him some good pieces, get a good coordinator in his head, he can make the plays. But I think he's just more reliant on the coordinator. You know, I don't think he got natural instinct. That's just my opinion on him. Colts, of course, Matt Ryan, he probably ain't gonna play. You know, he's established. Commanders and the Chiefs. Commanders, to me, they disappointed me last year. So now Carson Wentz, I'm not really high on. He's okay. Chiefs, you already know what the Chiefs is about. Patrick Mahomes, but now one of those quarterbacks might not play. But this game I actually can watch. But it's on the NFL Network as well. Buccaneers, Titans. Tom Brady probably, like I said, probably ain't gonna play. Titans is a little bit interesting team this year. I still think they can win the South. I gotta think more about that. I think the Colts are going to be a challenge, but I think Ryan Tannehill has been somewhat exposed. I think Derrick Henry going to have to carry them. That's how I feel about the Titans. Raiders, Dolphins. This is a little interesting game. Raiders, to me, is a sleeper team in the AFC as well. With Derek Carr now got his contract, I think he'd be more focused. The pickup of Devontae Adams. Dolphins, another team with questions. Is Tua good enough? This will be a make it break it year for him. Vikings and 49ers, Niners with Trey Lance. They look too bad. The highlights I've seen in last week's preseason game. Vikings, to me, is a sleeper team in the NFC. If Kirk Cousins continue to play the way he plays, it's just too much skill around him. You got Jefferson and Thielen and Devon Cook on offense. It's just that Vikings defense, if they can give you anything, the Vikings going to be hard to beat throughout the season. Jaguars, Steelers. Coach Steelers' biggest question is who will be their quarterback. They trying to pump up Kenny Britt. I think he stopped Trubisky. Like I said, I think Mr. Trubisky could be serviceable. And that Steelers defense come to play, which you about to hear me talk about a little bit. Maybe they could make a little noise. Jaguars, still young. Some people think this might be their breakout year. I don't think so. I think they're still a year away. And Chargers, Cowboys. Chargers with a lot of expectations. Justin Herbert taking another leap. They defense is must improve. Congratulations to James, the safety. He got a big contract for the Chargers this week. So he's the highest paid safety. And Dallas, of course, Dallas is Dallas. They always got questions. Dak Prescott, is he who you need? I mean, is he your quarterback? Really? Because Ezekiel Elliott have a bounce back year. They got some injuries in camp with the receivers, so Jeremy Lamb's going to be on a limb because Gallup is still out, and then receiver Robinson got hurt. So Dallas got a lot of questions going into the season. So then today's game, and then tomorrow night. Tomorrow is a couple games tomorrow. Ravens, Cardinals, Eagles, Browns, and Bengals, Giants. The Ravens and Cardinals is at the late game on Fox on Sunday night, and then it's a Monday night game, Falcons, Jets. Both teams looking to rebuild. Eagles and Browns, like I said, Eagles, some people think they might win the East. Bengals, coming off the Super Bowl appearance. Giants, they're a mess right now. We'll see how they be. Cardinals, same thing, a lot of outside stuff going on. Can they get it all together? Ravens, same. The Lamar Jackson contract hanging over their head. He ain't playing that. I'm starting to think. I was telling somebody this. My theory is he's not going to play. He's not playing the preseason because he don't want to. I don't think it's because they want to sit him out because he haven't played. So you would think he would get some burn. I think he's not playing because he don't want to play because of the contract thing. But then once the season starts, he's going to just focus on the season. I think that's his mindset right now. So I'd be surprised if he play next week either. So alright, so that's your preseason walkthrough there. Let's talk about the Deshaun Watson thing. I don't have to talk about this long. I basically just want to touch on, basically sort of saying I'm right, not bragging or not boasting, but I knew he wouldn't get the 4, 6, 17 games. I just didn't think so, especially once the first suspicion came out, the 6 games. I was like, no, it's going to be between 10. I said 10 exactly, so they gave him one more and they got 11 on him. The $5 million fine, that ain't nothing. That's like $5, $500 to him. That's nothing, that's just a little pinch. So that ain't gonna affect him at all. But yeah, he gets 11 games. Like I said, this is sort of the ballpark I thought it would be. And like I said, I'm not gonna. That's why I want to get into, all the other stuff. What he actually did. Now, it don't look good that he keep, basically say he innocent. I think he need to be quiet now that it's over. You probably gonna play still some of the preseason. Take your 11 games. Don't say nothing. Don't go online. Say nothing. Now this is the time to be quiet. Stop apologize. Well, he sort of did apologize, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it looks even worse, because he just apologized the other day, and then you come out and stand on what you're saying on. You should have never just said anything, or so I think somebody need to get this in and say, kid, it's over with. We finally move on. Most of the lawsuits behind the scenes are taken care of. Focus now. You can focus on football. During these 11 weeks, you can't be at the facility and stuff. When you suspended, you suspended. Can't be around the team. But do your thing, work out, be ready. Browns got a decent team. Wouldn't be surprised if they in the hunt after this 11-game stretch. I like Jacoby Brissett. I think he can handle it. As long as that Chubb and Hunt had some issues. He wanted to be traded, so I don't know. The Browns said no, so we'll know what his status is. But the Browns, they got a decent team though. Amari Cooper's there now, and then Myles Garrett, to me, he's one of he used to be a defensive player of the year candidate. He's been quietly having put together the last 2 years. Really been great. Really since his little incident with the helmet on the field in that Pittsburgh game a couple years ago. Since that, this guy's been a solid giant, just destroying the league. So I expect them to have a monster year. The Browns will be competitive. They're just too good of a team as far as the pieces around them. So if they be in the hunt, and then Deshaun Watson come back. Now the thing is, he'd probably be rusty, but that's why I think he need to stay ready, come back, and now if Jacoby is playing well, let's just say hypothetically they like undefeated, or they like we say 11 games, so would they like 10-1 or 9-2? Depending on how Jacoby plays, if Jacoby is like playing out his mind, like far as like throwing the football, I would keep him in there. If it's like he's just managing the game, and let's say like Nick Chubb is carrying him on offense, he's still not really, that guy, or not playing well, but the Browns still winning, I would still go to Deshaun. But if he's really running that offense, playing very good football, then I would leave him in there. I would ride the wave. So that's what will be interesting to see when that time comes. Will they just go to Deshaun, or will they stick with Jacoby? But about sports period, the politics, he making all that money, he need to play, blah blah blah. So we'll see what the Browns do. But that'd be interesting to see if they win it. Well, they stay with Jacoby or whoever the quarterback is at that time. Alright, so that's the end of that. I just wanted to say I sort of predicted this was pretty right. That he was going to get about 10 games. They gave him 11. So he'll sit the first 11 games. But I think, like I said, I think the Browns can still be in the hunt by the time Deshaun is ready to come back and play. Alright, so we finally got to my top 5 defensive list. My team, this is teams. My top 5 defensive teams in the NFL. That means the whole unit. I didn't pick a individual position like I did with the offense. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is my list. I know if you I got a buddy on Twitter that I can't forget I remember his name. I think his name Tyler something, but he's a Niners fan. And when I put up my tight end list, he pushed back on a few. And that's what I like to do. So join me on Twitter, because I'm gonna post it on Twitter later. I'm gonna post it on all my social media. So like I said, all of it'll be in the description box. let's start with number 5, the LA Chargers. I think going into the season, day 5 on my list. Like I said, Darwin James, it'll be focused. He's ready. He got his money. He patrols that safety area, secondary. And I think the trade for Khalil Mack to me is huge that nobody's talking about. I think Khalil Mack could be at least play up to Defensive Player of the Year potential. And then with him, and then Bosa on the other side, getting that pressure. I believe in pressure. If you get pressure, I think everything else will fall into place. So I think with those 2 guys, I think the potential Chargers could be a top 5 defense. If they are, and the offense, what they're going to do with Herbert, maybe they can take down the Chiefs this year. We'll see. Number 4, the LA Rams. So 2 LA teams back to back. Once again, honestly, this pick is mainly for 2 guys. Like, to be honest with you, Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. More Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is unbelievable, man. You see what he did in the Super Bowl. This guy is just, when he don't want to be blocked, you just can't block this guy. So he'll disrupt your whole offense. And like I said, if you can get to the quarterback, not saying that you don't, your linebackers, they ain't critical, because they definitely critical of tackling. Your secondary being decent, but when you get pressure on the quarterback, like all that other stuff, it could be average, and you could still win games. So that's why they 4th to be. I see it on one list. They was always like down, like in the mid-20s. I mean, not mid-20s, like the mid-teens. I was like, nah, there's no way the Rams should be this low. So I got a 4th on my list. San Francisco 49ers, same thing. Got the Bosa brothers, Joey and Nick. This is Nick Bosa for the 49ers. He been nicked up a little bit, no pun intended. But I think he'll be back. I think he's going to have a monster year. And all that just that 49ers, even Warner, those guys, I think they've been together for a while. I think that's going to have to really carry them this year. Trey Lance is going to take him some time to get, where y'all want him to be. Deebo Samuel, he's happy with his contract, I guess. So hopefully he'll be ready to play. The 49ers, the schemes that they run. So I think the Niners, like I said, a lot of people picking the Niners to do something. But I don't know, it's going to be hard for them to take down the Rams. But I think their defense might be a little bit better. So I got them at 3. Number 2, New Orleans Saints. What I say again, Cam and Jordan quietly been having monster seasons for the Saints. He's the heart and soul of that defense. And they good, on each level they got some good players. So the Saints to me is number 2. And number 1, the Buffalo Bills. They was number 1 last year by statistics, even despite you see how they got torched by the Chiefs. But I think their weakness was pass rushing, who they just signed off season, Von Miller. And I believe in Von Miller. I seen Von Miller enough. And I think he's not done. Some people think, well, he's older, but he's still Von Miller. And with the rest of that Buffalo defense, sort of remind me of San Francisco. Like, just got decent guys on every level. So I think they're going to have a monster year. And then Josh Allen make another step. Bills, a lot of people picking the Bills to come out the AFC. I don't know if I'm there yet. Like I said, I got to do some more thinking. I don't got that much time, though. It's only a couple of weeks away is the season. But I think the Bills going into the season is clearly the number 1 defense. So, recap, number 5, the LA Chargers. Number 4, the LA Rams. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers. Number 2, the New Orleans Saints. And number 1, the Buffalo Bills. They are my top 5 defenses units going into the 2022 NFL season. Okay. Alright, so like I said, that's the show for this week for our sports. We're done with that. Let me just give you some update on the channel. Like I said, nothing going on really. Like I said, man, I just got this week. I just got yesterday. Well, technically yesterday, Friday Thursday at midnight. Played a few games. So you go check them out right now. I might do a video today, but I'm really feeling tired. I'm gonna definitely take me a nap. And then I'll get up later and probably do something before I gotta go back to work. But yeah, so it'll be more Madden. It'll be a little bit slower throughout the week. I'll focus on Sonic Origins. There'll be plenty of content of that left. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, that's going to start slowing down. Like I said, I'm on April O'Neil, the last 3 levels, and then I'm going to do Master Splinter and Casey Jones, and then that'll be, the story mode will be over. I still do some Turtle videos. It'll be arcade or more online stuff. But like I said, both of those 2 games are so fun though. I love just playing those games. Bioshock, like I said, I didn't do a video yesterday. I got caught up in the Madden hype. But I'm gonna try to definitely do one Monday, because I don't think I'm gonna do one today. I'll probably still do another Madden video. If I do any video, it's gonna be a Madden one. But like I said, once we're done with Bioshock, I'm gonna do Last of Us. Last of Us would be like a new experience because I never played that before. So that's all stuff to look at, you know, through the channel. Immediate content. Like I said, when the fall comes, that's what's gonna be all the good content. God of War, Ragnarok, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 with me and my bro. We'll see us. We'll probably do some live streams sometimes. Something else. The Resident Evil Village DLCs. So I might play Village again. In third person, supposed to have a third person version. So I might play that again in third person. So there's a lot of stuff coming. Like I said, I don't want to put it out there because I might don't get it, but I want to get a Switch. And if I could link that to my YouTube account, like I said, I play old Mario games, old classic Mario games, up the retro series, and things of that nature. Cause that's all I would pretty much pay my Switch for. So just something that might be put out there. You know, maybe I'll put it out there. Maybe, you know, somebody will gift me one. You know. But like I said, I thank you guys always for coming through and being supportive. Like I said, this video wasn't that long today. I appreciate you guys. Check out all my social media outlets. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I always put my PSN ID in the description as well. And I'm on Twitch too. I did a live video on Twitch with Madden. There's a clip of that up there. So check out my Twitch. All that stuff will be in my description. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, man. I'm getting a little tired, a little sleepy. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna reach our goal, but that's fine. We had 102 subscribers. I think I got the 1 subscriber yesterday. So we stuck on 101 for a while, for a week or two. Now we got somebody new since I've been putting the Mad videos up. I think if I do certain teams, I think I'm gonna start getting some traction with that. But we'll see. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for coming here. Shout out to all my supporters. Helping Hearts 888, TB Cutie. These are YouTubers now. Garrett Spencer, Rhino the American Dragon. Like I said, I gotta catch up on all you guys' videos. So I mean, but y'all, they my main supporters there as far as YouTube. And of course my real friends, not saying they ain't real, but you know what I mean. My brother Don Juan, and everybody else that supports me. I appreciate you guys. So that'll do it here. You guys enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, please stay safe. There's so much stuff going on in the world. A lot of murders, a lot of new disease, monkeypox that's scaring people now. COVID's still out here. It's just crazy. So protect yourself. Be safe. Stay out of trouble. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys throughout the week. I'll probably do some shorts and stuff. So next week, I'm gonna do my first power rankings of the NFL. So this would be the power rankings going into the season. I think the top 5 teams are going into the season. So that'll be next week's list. Then, like I said, we're gonna start doing a Thursday night. Wednesday night blog. Previewing the Thursday night game, but that'll start at week 2 of the NFL season. So we had 2 blogs a week started then. So with all that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Peace and love always. Y'all have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.